And now, what I'm going to do is a dramatic reading of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I wandered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished tomorrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, the angel's name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it and nothing." Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here, open up wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals who ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore!" This I whispered, an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore!" Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that's something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, in this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and let this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped nor stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance I wore, though the crest should be shorn and shaven, "Thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore? Tell me, what lordly name do thou have on this nightly Plutonian shore?" Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled, this ungainly fowl, to hear the discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living being ever has yet blessed with seeing this bird above their chamber door, bird or beast, upon the sculptured bust upon the chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on that placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in the one word did outpour. Nothing further he had uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, and all hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, from some unmerciful disaster, followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope and melancholy burden bore. Oh, never, nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what his ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat, engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining, what the lamplight gloated o'er, but what whose velvet violet lining, with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfume from some unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, these angels hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff these kind nepenthe, and forget thee, lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, nor whether tempest tossed here ashore, desolate yet all the undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on his home by horror haunted, tell me true, I implore, is this balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume of a token of that lie. Thy soul hath spoken. Leave thy loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take your beak from out thy heart and take your form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadows on the floor, and my soul from that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted here nevermore. Thank you.